What's up, everybody? So I'm letting everybody know that I canceled my whole tour. The American dates is not happening. It's not going down. Austin, Texas, I think I was supposed to be there today. I'm not going to there. I spoke to the promoters, Jose Avila, with Avila Music. We are going to be in business. I am coming back to Austin, Texas. I fired everybody in my team. I got no manager. I got no booking agent, no PR, no public. I don't got nobody on my team. It's just me. I want everybody to know, if you booking shows, do not book shows unless I say, this show is going to be booked with this person. They will steal your money. They're not me. I'm not signing no fucking contracts. That don't got nothing to do with me. Whoever is booking shows for Tekashi 6ix9ine is stealing your fucking money. So if you need shows, I will let people know that I'm booking shows. Or if you're not on the phone with me, do not book that show because it's not me. I fired everybody. I don't give a fuck who you used to see me with. They no longer around. It's a fucking dub. November 23rd, the album drop.
All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? So I want to talk about this in a different capacity because I watched like half of Tekashi's interview with the Breakfast Club yesterday. And, you know, I'm looking at Tekashi because he did announce that he fired everyone in his team, right? He said he's starting from scratch. And I did find out what he meant by he's firing his team. This ain't got nothing to do with Treyway. All right, this ain't got nothing to do with Treyway. I don't even think Treyway's on papers, right? I don't even think he's on paperwork with Tekashi. That's more of a branding technique and some street backing by Treyway. This ain't about Treyway. What this is about is the fact that Tekashi 6ix9ine career is being hindered by the trouble that this young brother can't stay out of. That's just what this all about. Tekashi 6ix9ine, his buzz in New York, him and Cardi, what they were able to do end of 2017, all of 2018 in regard to their buzz is absolutely phenomenal. To me, they're two of the biggest artists to come from New York, I would say in the last 5-7 years. Yeah, they're two of the biggest. They're in that top 5 conversation. I think Bobby Shmurda was well on his way to being up there, but he got locked up right after that huge record. You know, there have been a couple other names. Fetty Wap's technically from New Jersey, but a lot of people considered him New York. Look, man, these two artists, in Cardi and Tekashi, their waves are peaking. Now, in Tekashi's situation, what's happening to him is he's pretty much being stopped from collecting bags because of his own actions. But you got to kind of take it if you're a Tekashi 6ix9ine fan or if you're someone around Tekashi 6ix9ine's team, you kind of got to take the good with the bad because the music, to me, is okay. Like the Fifi record was hard. I like a couple other joints. I heard a couple previews from Tekashi's album dropping next week that I think will be pretty good, right? But overall, what's pushing these records is the amount of fans he has, and the way he's been able to get these amount of fans is the BS. The beefing with the Trippie Reds, the Chief Keefs, the YGs. It's like 5 to 8 other artists that I can name. The social media beefing, the trolling online has been his best branding technique. And he has all these kids glued into his every move, his every post. So when he's online saying, I'm 9 for 9 on the billboards, I'm 10 for 10 on the billboards, the fans are looking like, yo, we got to support his next record because we want to make sure he never is not something for something on the billboard because we like when he trolls other people. It's like being behind Muhammad Ali in his prime. A lot of people couldn't stand Muhammad Ali, but they wanted Muhammad Ali to keep winning fights just because it was a great storyline that he was undefeated at one point, or Mike Tyson was undefeated. He could knock anybody out in the world. A lot of people wouldn't know what to do. Like when Floyd, like I say maybe 5-7 years ago, when Floyd was fighting real people, a lot of people who didn't even like Floyd, they didn't want to see him lose because that would take all the steam away from the reason why they root against him. They be acting like they want to see Floyd lose a fight, but you really don't want to see Floyd lose. In Tekashi's situation, they want him to still be on that Billboard chart, if you like him or you hate him, because it gives them something to talk about. He's always able to use that as a trolling mechanism. I'm on the Billboard charts more than you, and I'm telling you, he's going to go crazy next week with singles on that Billboard. So we will see what happens with Tekashi's situation. Now, in regards to his money, he's got agencies taken away from him. What he can't do right now is clubs. That's what this comes down to. I don't care what anybody else is saying out there. Tekashi 6ix9ine got so popping so quickly, and because this wasn't a label that built him up, that's kind of dead now anyway. Because this wasn't like he had one record, it grew. Because all this feels like it happened at one time, he can't go do clubs. You know what Lil Baby is doing right now? Because Lil Baby is like one of the biggest artists in down south right now. You know what Lil Baby's doing right now? Because Lil Baby could have went on tour with Drake. He could have been the opening act for that Migos tour, right? With Migos and Drake right now. I was told that Lil Baby declined that. You want to know why he declined that? Lil Baby's doing clubs right now. He's doing clubs. You want to know why Boosie, 15, 20 years later in the game, can go pick up a 40-piece any night he wants to in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia, Louisiana, of course, his hometown, Texas. He touches the people. Lil Baby right now is touching the people. Lil Baby, I would say, is not as hot as the brand Tekashi 6ix9ine, for sure. But I would say Lil Baby's got more records that people like over Tekashi. I know for sure down south, Lil Baby's on fire right now. He's touching the clubs right now. That's going to pay off for Lil Baby years down the line. So once Lil Baby wave dries up, you know, maybe he's not even able to produce records. I interviewed Rich Homie Quan this year. Rich Homie Quan's still able to go get a bag. You know, it might not be what his bag used to be when he had crazy records like Walk Through and he had the drum when he walked in. He might can't get that type of bag, but he can still provide for his family. Tekashi missed that opportunity because you can't book him. The dude literally there's so many clubs that are like, yo, okay, what is Tekashi to book for like a walkthrough? 70, 80? Because he's 120 to book for a show right now. First off, not a lot of clubs can make 120,000 back and then profit, right? One night. That's tough. That number is too big so for an artist. So like pretty much you're saying he can't do like nightclubs. Another thing, that the few clubs like a Vegas or a Cali club that can't afford it, they're like, shit, it takes so much money in security. We got to call the local police officers and all that to book this dude. After the 120 we spend, we paying another 30, 40 grand in security. Everybody's like, yo, I can't do this. I'm not going to make any money back. So people are scared to book Tekashi 6ix9ine. He didn't touch the clubs because when he was in the midst of growing his brand, he was beefing with everybody. So he pretty much couldn't go in any city, right? So now he couldn't do the clubs. Now he's getting banned in arenas because he got in a shootout allegedly with a Casanova and Barclays. So the arenas are scared to touch him. Now he's looking up like, what can I do? He had to cancel the North American dates of the tour and fire his old team. He's frustrated. Agencies are taking money away from him, according to Tekashi. The big time agencies are afraid to do business with him. The small agencies are taking money from him because he's unable to show up to some of these shows. Things are happening last minute. And he's not wanting to take the 60, 70 bands that clubs are offering him. So it's all bad right now for Tekashi in the business. And we all knew this would happen. Anybody out there that's like, yo, he's about to kill it with the North American tour. I doubt that ever happens. It's too much of a risk to book him. People think he's taunting them when they come to the city. I don't even think he's doing that much to like different cities, but there are people in different cities who are like, yo, if he comes here, we will be outside of that show. That is really happening in markets that you won't even think of. So Tekashi's kind of ousted himself from so many paychecks right now, and he doesn't have that. Man, the streets still matter, bruh. The clubs still matter. Touching people still matters, and he's missing that. And now it's to the point where his number is too high to even do a club, especially when people got to pay for the security to make sure he's safe at a club. That's why Tekashi 6ix9ine is essentially unbookable right now. And honestly, that's the real situation. And I know other people are going to spin it in his favor. That's really what's going on with Tekashi in this situation. You can't book him right now, and he got frustrated, and he just fired everybody. It's like, let me start over, clean slate, get my team right so I can make some money. Because right now, the money that's coming in for Tekashi right now is around the music, which is fine. He's doing great with the streams. But he's going to want to be able to do show money soon and be able to. That's how he's going to sell albums, when people feel like they know you. So we'll see. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
Got the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.